Hi everyone, it's Blake, and this is my first makeup tutorial. This is Pearl from Season 7, Episode 1 of Rupaul's Drag Race. I know I'm like a season late on making this tutorial, but I am really in love with that look, and there's just hair all over my face, I apologize, but I was just obsessed with that look ever since I saw it, and I've been like wanting to recreate it, and I just think Pearl is so like awesome, and she's stylish, and her makeup is just, oh my god. So yeah, and I also filmed a section on how to do this hairdo. Yeah, so I hope you guys like it, and I'll see you at the end. Bye! So to start off, I'm taking this Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. I forget the color, but it matches my skin tone, and I'm going to be putting this all over my eye area, my eyebrow, and under my eye, and you'll see I'm going to be concealing a bit of spaces next to my eye, just because it was bothering me. This is going to act as my eyeshadow base. I am using a Real Techniques sponge. You just want to make sure that it's all blended in, party. To set that, I am using my Airspun powder, which is a translucent Coty powder, and I use this to set all of my makeup. And I'm just using the provided powder puff that comes with it because I like it, just to set all of that concealer in place, just so that it doesn't mix with my eyeshadow colors. And I'm using just a Sephora powder brush to take away the excess powder. Now I'm going to take this Sephora smudger brush, and yes, I twist it around, twisty twist. And next, I'm going to be taking the Tunnel Vision palette from Wet n Wild. The majority of these eyeshadows, well, all of them are from Wet n Wild. And I'm going to take the black color in there, and this is what I'm going to use to define my socket line for the cut crease of this eyeshadow look. Now, to form my philosophy of making a cut crease is, for the first half of the lid, follow your socket line, and then at the end, wing it out. Like that. Then also, I'm mapping out where my eyeshadow, or my eyeliner is going to go. Now I'm just taking this flat paddle brush, I don't know, and the High Flying Colors palette from Wet n Wild, and I'm going to be using the dark purple color at the bottom, yes, right there. And I'm going to use this to put the base color for my eyeshadow, and I'm just smudging that into the black line all over, except for the eyeliner part. And this is going to make up the majority of the eyeshadow color for the crease color. It's so weird calling it a crease because it's not really your crease, but it's a cut crease, you know? So, crease color, yes, no, maybe so, but yeah, it looks pretty, I like it. And I'm just going back and adding more to define the areas that aren't really pigmented. Don't mind me. Now I'm going to take this larger paddle brush, yes. You can see that there's product on it still because I did this, I practiced the night before. And I'm going to take, this is from the Temporary Solutions palette from Wet n Wild, and I'm going to take that white color at the top right there. You can use any white eyeshadow for this, really. You can use any eyeshadows you want for this, actually. And this is going to serve as my brow bone highlight and transition color. Yes. Pearl used a skin tone-y color, kind of, but I like using white as my brow bone highlight. I don't know why, I just do, but once I blend it out, you'll see that in a second, it doesn't look very white, it looks almost skin tone. Now I'm taking this other paddle brush, the majority of these brushes are paddle brushes, and I'm going to take this with the Boardwalk Boozing palette from Wet n Wild. Yes, there's your hand. This is the Boardwalk Boozing palette from Wet n Wild, and I'm going to be using this pinky purple shade on the bottom right. Dip your brush in it, and this is the color that I'm going to use to sort of define that line and make it, you know, sort of pretty. I don't really know how to describe what it looks like, but it looks nice. It makes the purple pop even more, and it adds a more red tone to the purple, since this purple is more of like a bluey kind of tone, but it makes it look pretty, so I'm not complaining. Now I'm taking this e.l.f. concealer brush. I don't use it for concealer, I use it to blend my eyeshadow, and I'm doing just that. I'm blending all of these colors together to make it, you know, nice and blended and seamless. You know, because harsh lines aren't pretty, except for on a cut crease, because that's why it's there. You see that it's blended, and I'm going to take some more of that purple, and I'm just going to define that purple even more, since it kind of got lost in the blending process. When I do this throughout, I go back and I add, you know, colors and stuff that were lost in the transition. And then I'm just going back and blending that together. Bam! Crease. Now I'm taking this other paddle brush, and I'm going to be taking that Tunnel Vision palette again, and I'm going to use that same black to define the inner part of this new crease. And you just want to define the innermost part. I don't know why, but that's what Pearl did. And you want to make sure that you blend out that line so it's not like a harsh line. And what I do is I drag it across the entire middle of that just to blend it. You can just see what I'm doing here, and that's what it looks like. It looks accurate and pretty. So now I'm taking this other paddle brush, and this is actually a really cool method, and this is the High Flying Colors palette from Wet n Wild, and I'm taking this silver color, and I'm loading one half of my brush up with it. Just really load it up. And now I'm going to be taking my e.l.f. setting spray, and I'm going to spray the side with the eyeshadow with the setting spray to make the eyeshadow wet. And this is just going to make it apply much more intense. And this, you could also do this with baked eyeshadows, that's what it's for, but I like doing it for this because it makes the eyeshadow a lot more intense than if you were just to apply it dry. It creates almost like a cream eyeshadow, but not really. I don't really know how to explain it, but, you know, intense. And it's pretty intense here, but I'm going to be taking this other paddle brush and the same palette, and I'm going to be taking that silver, and this is, I'm going to apply this dry just to set the new cream eyeshadow, and you can see that makes it really go pop, bam! It looks all nice and silver. And this is what's going to be the base for our glitter liner later on. And then I'm just going to redefine that top with this, with whatever is left on this brush from the purple. I don't like to add more product, I just use whatever is left on the brush to correct any mistakes. And it looks nice, as you can see. Now this is the liquid eyeliner I like to use. It's from the L'Oreal Infallible line, and it's like a felt tip marker eyeliner thing. I don't know, but I'm just going to be tracing out my wing, tracing the line that I drew with the eyeshadow. And then going all the way down to the inner corner of my eye, Pearl, since she blocked out her eyebrows, did her entire eyelid, but I'm not doing that, so I'm just making the end more thick, and then it, you know, kind of thins out once it gets to the corner of the eye. And you really want this line to be nice and sharp and even, because it needs to look intense. And you can see that I'm thinning it out right there. It does come to more of an abrupt stop, but, you know, you do what you can. If you want to block out your eyebrows, you can do the same thing, but I didn't want to, so I didn't. You can see I have a little bit of trouble making it a nice, smooth curve, but I eventually get there. What I like about this eyeliner is that it dries really fast. And now I'm taking this Rimmel Scandal Eyes black eyeliner pencil, and I'm going to be doing my waterline. And I apologize for not being in frame. If you've never filmed a makeup tutorial, then you don't know how hard it is to be in frame, but if you've done your waterline before, then you don't need to see me do it. Now I'm just taking that my liquid eyeliner again, and I'm going to be drawing an inner corner point. And I can't really explain how to do this. You just follow your eye, and then, you know, make that shape. You follow your eye downward towards your nose bridge, and then, you know, you make a point, and then go onto your lower lash line, like I did, right, like there. Make that shape. I can't really explain it, I'm sorry. Now I'm just taking the previous paddle brushes that I used, not putting any more product, just blending out what's left on the product, starting with the black, then the purple, and then the pinky purple. I don't put any more product on these because it creates a nice smoky effect with what's left on the brush, and I don't have to waste product. Now this is a Revlon Photo Ready Eye Art Stick Duo, and I'm using the silver, the white glitter, and I'm putting this over the silver eyeshadow. This originally came with like a black cream eyeshadow, but I switched them out. You can do that if you have multiples of these. And I'm just putting this over the silver eyeshadow to make it more intense. If you wanted to put regular glitter, Pearl used the 3D silver glitter from MAC. You could use that, but this is what I had on hand, and I'm cheap, so it's from the drugstore. And then I'm just putting this in the inner corner point that we made, and then I'm just continuing it down into my lower lash line. And that's the finished eye minus eyebrows and mascara. So here I'm taking my Rimmel, I forget what it's called, but it's orange, it's a primer, and I'm going to be putting this all over my face and neck, trying to avoid the eye areas that we covered before. And you can see I'm just using my finger to just dot this on. I don't really use like a brush or the Real Techniques sponge. I just use my hands because it's quick and easy. Sorry I was out of the frame for most of this. If you've never filmed a makeup tutorial, you don't know how hard it is to stay in frame. I wish I had eyes on the side of my head. Here you can see I zoomed it out just so you can see. There's nothing really need to be zoomed in a lot because it's just the foundation and contouring. So I'm just using that Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and the number is 10, and I'm just using this to block out any acne or uneven skin tone spots, and I'm going under my eyes as close as I can to my lower lash line without touching my makeup, and I'm just using this, putting it in the classic drag triangle. I'm just concealing spots all over my face. Then I'm just using the Real Techniques sponge again to blend it all out. Now, realistically, if you wanted to, you know, stop here with the concealer, you could. But I can't, and nor do I want to, because I like foundation. But I'm going to be blending this out. And then I'm going to be using this Wet n Wild Coverall Foundation, I forget the number. I'm surprisingly pleasant with this product. I didn't think it was going to be that great. And it's really full coverage, so you don't need a lot. And again, I'm just gonna be using my finger to dot this all over my face. No need to dirty another brush, am I right? I'm just gonna be dotting this all over my face, and then you wanna blend this down your neck so it doesn't look like you're wearing a mask, unless that's the look you're going for. Then again, just using the Real Technique sponge. You can use any kind of blending tool you want, even your hands. I just like to use the sponge. I think it works marvelous. With this foundation, it's best to use a clean-ish sponge because it can get very sticky and the product can get caught up in the fibers of the sponge, and that's not cute. So to set, I'm using the Airspun powder again. Except this time I'm going to be letting the powder bake a little bit. I'm not going to be doing it too much for too long, maybe only like a minute or two. And this, if you've never like heard of baking before, it just helps your foundation stay a lot longer and look a little bit more natural. Heavy, heavy, heavy powder. I like that matte finish. But of course, you don't have to powder if you don't want to. That's a lot of powder. Excuse my awkward dancing. Now I'm just taking that Sephora powder brush again, and I'm going to be brushing away all of the excess powder and blending in spots that it may have not gotten into. You know, you can do your foundation and powder first and have heavy powder under your eyes to catch any fallout, but I like to do my eyes first. That's just me. It's just what I like to do. And you can see that I'm just making sure that all of that excess powder is gone. Now I'm going to be contouring. This is a Rimmel Sun Shimmer Bronzer. This is my favorite bronzer. It's really pigmented. Now for contouring, you can contour however you want. My style of contouring is over contour. My motto is, if I wanted to look natural, I wouldn't wear makeup. So I like to overdo it, and this is a drag tutorial, so it's pretty, like, needed to do over contouring. Because have you seen Pearl? Her contour is on fleek and it is sharp. You could cut cheese with it. Yes! But I like this bronzer a lot. It blends really well, and it's really pigmented. Excuse all of my Alyssa Edwards faces, too. I can't help it. Now I'm taking this fluffy, paddly, angled brush, and this is what I use to contour my nose with. Again, you can contour your nose however you want. I like to have really sharp edges on the bridge, and then blend it out down the side of my nose. But of course, you can do it however you want. That's what it looks like. Now, this is a Milani blush. It's in the color Coralina, which you will see right here. This is my favorite blush, along with Rose d'Oro, which is a more bronzy pink. And I'll use that instead of contouring my cheeks. But again, with blush, I like to over-apply it because I like that exaggerated look. And I'm going right up against that contour, which, you know, in drag, a lot of drag queens do, so it's accurate. Yay! And I'm just doing this to the other side as well. And then, what's ever left on the brush, I like to go on my chin, my nose, and my forehead just to give it a little bit more color. And then I'm taking the same brush that I used to contour my nose with and contour my bottom lip to make it look a little bit bigger. You don't have to do this. This is completely optional. But I like to do it. And then I'm just cleaning off the foundation off my lips so that it doesn't mix with my chapstick and get all nasty and crusty. Nobody wants that. And then I'm just applying this chapstick from Nivea. You can use any chapstick you want. And I'm just putting this on my lips to prime my lips for the lipstick. Okay, so now I'm going to be filling in my eyebrows using this NYC eyeliner pencil. I forget the color, it's just a dark brown. And the way I fill in my eyebrows is I start at the front and I make like hair-like gestures just to establish the color. And then I go and I fill in my brows with the desired shape. I do groom my eyebrows, like wax and stuff, which I need to do. And then I take a eyebrow spoolie and I just comb through that and blend the color evenly throughout the eyebrow and comb those little fuckers down. And then I do the same thing on the other side, except this side always becomes more bitchy than the other one. I don't understand why, but that's just how it is. Again, just brushing through, blending the color, making it even, and then brushing those little suckers down. Now I'm using this Wet n Wild Max Volume mascara, and I'm going to be putting this on my top and bottom lashes. Lots and lots and lots of mascara. If you're going to be wearing falsies, you should put them on before you put on mascara so you can blend it. And quick tip, you can remove any mascara mistake with a spoolie brush. How cool is that? Now, unfortunately, I had a accident when I was doing my bottom lashes where I stabbed myself in the eye and I cut it out, and you can see that it got a little bit dark on my lower lash line. That's why, and it hurt like a bitch. Don't recommend it. As you can see, I'm just doing my other eye here. Now, I'm just going to be doing my lips, and for this I'm going to be using a CoverGirl Dark Purple Lip Perfection Pencil in the color 220, Sophisticated. And this is going to act like a base for our brown lipstick. I find that with a dark purple lip liner, the brown lipstick really pops. And of course, before this, I wiped away the excess chapstick. And I'm sorry that I keep going in and out of frame. It's really hard to film. And I know I've said that a lot, but it's the honest truth. I'm just lining my upper and lower lips. Pearl has really big lips, and I'm not a fan of overdrawing my lips, so I'm not going to be doing that, but you would like to do that? That's on you, boo. I'm then just rubbing my lips together to blend that line out a bit on the inside of my lips. And then I'll be using the Wet n Wild lipstick in the color 534B in Mink Brown. It's 99 cents, but if you don't want to use this, you can use the Revlon Chocolicious lipstick. Or any brown lipstick that you want, really. But I just really recommend this one because it's cheap and it's awesome! And I also think it's a MAC dupe, but I'm not sure. I don't own any MAC. I'm too cheap for that. Alright, now it's time to do your hair. Pearl's wig was a blonde wig with black roots. I don't have that, and I'm not wearing a wig because I live in Florida, and Florida is hotter than all fucking hell. So I'm just gonna do it to my own hair. And the way you do it is you separate your hair down the middle like you're going to do pigtails. Now, I'm not good at this. But you're gonna want to take a thin layer in the front to act as your bangs. And you're going to make pigtails out of your hair. It's pretty self-explanatory. My downfall is one bun will be bigger than the other, but honestly I don't really care because the end result looks cool. And that's all that matters, is that it looks cool. And I'm just going to be doing it to the other side here, and you can see that this is a lot thinner than the other one. That's because I suck at parting my hair down the middle. And I like to use scrunchies for this. You can use whatever you want. Hair ties, ponytail holders, rubber bands. Whatever suits your fancy. Now, I'm going to eventually redo that ponytail, so, you know, don't get too attached to it. Now it's time to fetch the hairspray, and I use the Aussie Scrunch hairspray. This is my favorite hairspray. And I'm just going and spraying the base of my ponytail and about an inch toward the outer ends. And then I'm just taking my regular brush, and I'm teasing the ever-loving shit out of that ponytail, making it all ratty and gross, but this is the effect we want. We want it to be big so that we can have big, messy buns. And I'm just tightening this ponytail here. And then I'm just going to twist it and wrap it around itself. If you know how to make buns, then this doesn't need any explanation. And I'm just going to be pinning it very heavily around the base and fixing some things inside of the bun, like my scrunchie showing. You just want to make sure that this is really pinned onto your head so that it does not come off throughout the day or night or whatever you're preparing this look for. Now, by all means, if you're really good at creating ponytails evenly, then do it. I, however, am not good at it at all. But, like I said, I like the end result, so it doesn't really matter. I'm going to be pinning the hair down around the base of my head, just so that the bun does not come out. Now, instead of cutting this part out, I just super duper sped through this. And no, I'm not actually going this fast. I started pinning it down, but then I realized that it may be too thin and they're all lopsided and it's not cute. As you can see, I'm pinning it, trying to make it look good, but then I just ultimately decided to take out the pins, redo the ponytail, just that one, make it a little bit higher, and tease it up a little bit more to make it up to par with the other one. Now, I do this on day-old hair or dirty hair because the teasing sticks a lot better if it's, not clean. And it helps give it that messy, rocker chick look that Pearl was rocking on the episode 1 during the fall look. And I have a little bit of Chibiusa hair going on there for a second. And I'm just pinning this bun down like I did with the other one, except the other one's a lot bigger, as you can see. But again, I don't really care. If you want to strive for perfection, then do it. However, if you just... excuse me. If you're just going for, messy rocker chic, then that's perfect. And as you can see, I'm just finishing bobby pinning this to my head. Lots of pins come in handy. Now I'm just going to spray these into place so they don't move. This is just extra insurance. And then I'm going to be spraying the base of my bangs. You can see that there's like 4-ish tendrils, and I'm just doing this to the front too where the part is. And I'm just teasing it, making it stand up off my head a little bit. And you can see that it looks cool. Bam! Hairstyle is done. And this is the finished look, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching this tutorial. Please give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe for more makeup-y, beauty stuff. Maybe, I don't know. Don't mind me. Thank you guys so much. I love you. Bye.